Hello everybody, welcome back to Sports Gaming Rosters. So, I started my Colorado Dynasty a couple weeks ago, played about 8 or 9 games, was doing recruiting, and was not getting any players. Was losing guys, didn't know what I was doing, I went into it blind. So, I decided to restart, do a lot of research, and actually figure out how to recruit. So, I ran a simulation over a few hours the other night with the UCF Golden Knight, was able to get the 22nd ranked recruiting class, had 7 4-stars, so that's a pretty successful recruiting run. So I'm gonna make this video and show you guys how to successfully recruit using a 3-star program. Anybody can load up on Monsters if you're Ohio State or Alabama, but a lot of us like to do a 3-star or below, and it's more of a challenge. So follow this video and you'll be a recruiting pro in no time. Okay, so for this tutorial I'm gonna pick Minnesota. It's a school that's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. It's in a power conference, so a lot of that information will be relevant soon. So, Minnesota, pick your head coach, create new. And since you're a 3-star or below school, you're definitely going to want to focus on recruiting to get your roster built up as quick as possible. So, Backstory Recruiter is the way to go. Okay, so my alma mater, well, kind of, I did take some classes there as UCF, so I like to create myself like a dork. So I'll choose UCF. Pipeline, this is important. Excuse me. It gives you an extra pipeline for your recruiting. So especially if you're a team out in Minnesota, you're not really going to have a lot of powerful pipelines, which would probably be Florida, Texas, California, Georgia, Louisiana, places like that. So this just gives you an extra pipeline. So UCF is in Central Florida. I live in Central Florida, so I'm going to choose Central Florida. That'll just give me a little bit of extra guys to go after. If you want more of a challenge, you could pick somewhere like Wyoming, New York, that kind of thing. Let's create this guy. Okay, let's get right into the recruiting board. So, go over to your prospect list. You're going to sort by recommended, which is the default sort. And what you're going to look at first is your pipeline here. It goes from 1 to 5. I have noticed that you're a 3-star school, it only goes up to 3. 3 is the highest. So you see you got Illinois, Minnesota, Maryland. Here's a Florida right here. That's a Central Florida. Where is he actually? Venice. Okay, so the first thing, excuse me, sorry. The first thing you're going to want to do is adjust your expectations and realize that you're probably not going to get any 5-star recruits right off the bat. You may get lucky and get 1 per cycle. Think of the Colorado Buffaloes in real life. 2023, they got Cormani McLean. 24, they got Jordan Seaton. So you can get 1 per cycle if you're really lucky. But you're going to want to focus on mostly 3-stars, and you could probably get between 5 and 10 4-stars if you're really lucky. So that's what you're going to want to do. And if you want to just say screw it, I'm going after 1 5-star, you can throw a lot of resources into that and just keep your fingers crossed. But don't get too crazy with those 5-stars because it's probably not going to happen right off the bat. So the first thing you're going to look at after that, you're going to want to focus on how many targets you're going to go after. Now, I've seen some people say just load up on all 35. I don't do that. It spreads your resources too thin, especially if you're a 3-star school. You only have 750 recruiting hours. You don't have 1,100, 1,200 like the big boys have. So I focus on 20. I like to just start with 20, and as those guys commit to your school, you can add more as it goes along. The simulation I ran the other day, I ended up with 35 signed recruits anyway after the off season was over, so don't worry about filling your board up all the way right away. So I'm lucky here. I got 2 4-stars interested here right off the bat, so I'm going to add those guys. And I'm just going to go down the list, add 3 stars as I see fit. different positions. Here's another 4-star. Not bad. Okay, so I added a few. I like this sort by interest. It makes it easier. And just get these 3-star guys. Do I need a punter? Sure, why not? I don't need a center. You're obviously going to not want to recruit too many of the same position because those guys don't want to fight over. Like, I got 3 centers right now. I don't really need another center, especially, one's a freshman and 2 are sophomores. I don't even need to worry about that position right now. So I'll go down the list here. Sorting by interest. Sort by interest. Get some of these guys: athlete, tight end, wide receiver. I already got 1 quarterback up there. Yeah, I'll go up to 2 quarterbacks. You can't have enough quarterbacks on your. Okay. Here's a left guard. Right guard. I don't need halfbacks, but I'm going to try to pick one up anyway. Okay, my list is up to 35, or 15, sorry. So then I go by rating, just to see if I can... See, these guys aren't even on your interest, so you can try it if you want to get looks. See, I don't even have in my recommended, I don't even have a 5-star, period. But, let's see. Should I... These are 9 and 10. That's pushing it a little bit. But you know what? I'll go ahead and just try to get after one guy. Let's see. My pipeline. 3 right there. Yeah, I'll go after this quarterback too. Okay, so that's 16. And if you want to just go ahead and get greedy, you can look at my pipelines. Do you see a 5-star? See, these guys, you can't even click on them because they're just not interested in you whatsoever. So I literally do not have a 5-star in my pipeline that will even consider my school. So just accept it. You're Minnesota. 5 stars aren't going to want to go to Minnesota. So let me just go ahead and get a few more guys to get up to 20 and then move on to the next stage here. Let's see. And I'll just go ahead and recruit a bunch of quarterbacks and hope one of them pans out. Let's see. Another athlete. A running back. Okay, there's my 20. So, hop on your recruiting board. I like to sort by national rank. Okay, so the next thing you're going to want to look at is deal breaker. You can see it on the bottom right. You're going to want to look at those. Like, see there, I might not even work too hard to get this guy, because if he has a deal breaker that I can't match, that's going to be trouble. Right now, I'm number 3 for his, so I'll keep an eye on him, but I'm not going to pour a ton of resources, and I'm going to just keep an eye on that and to make sure that's not going to kill me. But there is a way to get around that, and I'll tell you about that later. So, everybody else seems to be pretty good, deal breaker wise. Okay, so go to your top guy. I just start at the top. Overview obviously shows all the schools that he's interested in. You are going to want to get into his top 5 as soon as possible, because if you get into his top 5, it opens up a bunch of recruiting options. So the first thing I do before I do anything else is I'll just offer scholarships to everybody. This is, I can't even offer a scholarship to this guy. Offer this recruit a scholarship to attend your school. You know what? I'm not even going to bother. I'm taking him off my board. Not going to waste precious resources on a guy who's probably not going to. Okay, so you want to offer scholarships to everybody. This is your preseason. This is all you can do right now. You can't do everything else. So I just offer scholarships to everybody. Let me go down the list. Offer. You can have one. You can have one. You can have one. Okay. So since I've removed one guy from my board, I'm down to 19 targets. I'm going to add one more, and I'm going to go to my team needs and see what I don't have yet. All right. So targeted, I don't have a fullback, but I don't care about fullback. What else am I missing? A right tackle would probably be good. Let's see, targeted. No, I don't have any of these guys. All right. 7 defensive tackles. All right, I'll go for after a defensive tackle. Let's see if I can find a 3-star or above. No, I cannot. All right, so what other positions did I need? I needed a right tackle. Is there I don't bother anybody over. Okay, here's a right tackle and 4th. Okay. Get a scholarship. All right, so the next thing you're going to want to do, you're going to do 2 things during your preseason. You're going to want to scout these guys for sure, because this uncovers gems. Right off the bat, there's a gem. So the thing about green gems, see how I have a 4-star recruit? He actually has the attributes of a 5-star. So you're going to definitely want to try to get those guys if you can. Another one. Look at that. That's 2 potential 5-star talents I could recruit right off the bat. So things are looking pretty good so far for this. Another one. Punter. I mean, who cares? It's a punter, but still. Oh man, there's a lot of hidden gems in this recruiting class here. Okay, so that, on the other hand, that 3-star, if it's an X, he's actually 1 level below, so it's a 2-star talent. I am not even going to bother, so I'm removing him from my thing right away. Ooh. You don't ever want to go under 3-star if you're a 3-star school. That's just a waste. There's a lot of green gems in this joint here. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna stop recording and start up again after I do all of this stuff and advance a week so you can see the next stage. Okay, so I am now in my regular season. This will open up a lot more options for you. Recruiting. I added a couple more guys to my board to get to 20. I did some more scouting and there was some more of those 2-star talents. So I also added a couple just to go for it. A couple of more 4-stars that I'm not even in their top 10, but I'm gonna try anyway. So you now have a lot more options. Click on your guy, recruiting. You see you have these actions you can do. You are going to want, especially the 4-stars and the guys you're really interested in, to get as many of those things on the right here uncovered right away. So I'm going to send the house for a lot of these guys to get that information as quickly as possible. So action, send the house, action, send the house, and it'll open up I think between 2 and 4 of those question marks on the right there right away, or by next week I should say. All right, so and if it's a guy that you have a comfortable lead, let me see. A lot of the 3-stars you usually have a good lead. Like let me find somebody who, I guess I don't really have any of those right now. Okay, that guy, he's got a decent enough lead on the rest of the schools. So I'll probably just do a simple DM the player. Now, see, I'm already down to 160 hours. So you're not going to want to send the house for everybody, but I usually do for the 4-stars. This guy, I'm not even in his top 10. I don't feel extremely confident, so I'm probably just going to do a DM the player, get a little bit here and there. So that is what you're going to want to do your first week. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and simulate this off camera and get to the next stage for you. Okay, so I'm now in week 2, and there is one thing I want to show you. You're going to start getting some XP for your coach. and you're going to want to stay on top of that. See how it's got the coin 15 up there? You are going to want to constantly upgrade the recruiting tab of your coach. So depending on what position you're going after right away, like I know I have some offensive line, so I'm going to get that, and I'll probably get the quarterback and get a defensive line. So you see it says it takes less time to fully scout, recruiting actions give a bonus, this and that, and this stuff really helps. So stay on top of that for sure every time you have some extra XP lying around. So I am now in the top 5 of a few of these players, and that's going to open up some more options for you. So let's go ahead and I always sort by national rank. All right, so let me find, all right, top 5 for this guy especially. 4-star with a green gem, 5-star, so I want this guy at all costs. So click on him, go to recruiting. You see I still have a lot of those question marks on the right-hand side. I got a couple green. One of them is proximity to home, which he likes, but I'm at a D-, so that puts me at a huge disadvantage. But anyway, it's okay. Let me get the send the house off of here. You schedule a visit, and you're going to want to schedule these guys as soon as you possibly can. You want to get them in your house before the other schools can get them in theirs. So as you see, there is a pro and con to playing the good schools versus the bad schools. See, I'm probably going to beat Nevada. If you win, you get a 1 bonus to his likings, you know what I mean? But if you're playing USC, this is a good one, Iowa, you happen to beat Iowa, look at the advantages to winning versus losing, or USC, for example, or even Penn State. So the good schools is a pro and con. If you're playing these games, you're going to, and you feel confident about beating these good schools, it'll really be a benefit if you win for these guys that are going to visit you during the week. But I want this guy at all costs, so I am going to take the easy win right here and schedule him week 3. And you can give him something, an activity. So I see right here that he's extremely interested in playing time, A+, and I have that uncovered. So I'm going to click on that, schedule your visit. I still have some hours for him, so I'm going to throw on the DM player and maybe throw on the search social media. Okay, so go down the list. Now that you have these extra options, you also have hard sell and soft sell. I will get into that when I have some more of those options on the right unlocked. I only have a couple so far. All right, so you see this guy really likes Conference Prestige A+, and I have that unlocked for him. So I'm going to remove send the house. You don't want to schedule a visit unless you know for sure what you can focus on the right-hand side there. So luckily I have an A+ for him, so I'm going to schedule this visit right away. I like this guy too. He's a 4-star, but he's got that gem, so he's a 5-star talent. He's a stud. I'm gonna go ahead and schedule him week 4. I'm gonna hope that I can beat Iowa and give him those four green arrows. So Conference Prestige. All right. So let's see what else I got here that I can tell you guys for this. All right. So a lot of these guys don't have their stuff unlocked, but you can schedule a visit if they're in your top 5. So I usually schedule visits if I see an A+ or at least an A that's already been unlocked. So I'm going to go ahead and go through that whole phase and get back to you guys. Okay, I am at a position with this prospect where I can talk about the soft sell, hard sell, and sway. So you see he's got 3 green checks, and those are all A+ to B. So that's good. You're going to want, his 3 needs, wants. So I'm going to go straight to the hard sell. Oh, hold on. Let me get. You only have 50 points to offer. All right, so hard sell. I'm going to find All right, what's going on? Oh, I don't have enough hours. Let me remove something from some of these guys. Sorry, buddy. Okay, let me find it. Where was he? Okay, so action, hard sell, and you're gonna want to find the one that, there you go, that matches up with the 3 right there perfectly. So this is basically you saying, hey guy, I got all the stuff you're looking for, come to my school. Click on that, and that's really going to bump his interest up for the next week. Also, you can choose to go with, I'll just show you how it goes. Let me remove this real quick. If it's a guy you really want, you can add an additional 1 or 2. Let me see. Let me just read what it says. If successful, this will add your chosen ideal pitch as the recruit's ideal pitch for your school only. So it does not replace one of his wants and needs. It adds a 4th one, which is good. It helps your school stand out from all the other schools. So if you go like this. Okay. What can I do that? All right, there you go. Championship contender is a B. That will hopefully add that to his, his interest if successful. I'm not going to do that for this guy because I'm not going to waste it on a 3-star. But that's what sway means. So as soon as you can get to the hard sell, you're going to want to throw that at him as well. Okay, so things are getting really hairy with this guy here. I'm now in his top 3, and not only that, but I'm his number 1 school. So I want to put the full court press on this guy right now. All right. He does not like pretty much anything on the right-hand side, which is not ideal for me. So this is when you want to pull out the sway for sure. Find something that you're good at here. Let's see what I got. I want to sell him on playing time if I can. Let's see. It's a little tough right now. Not much that I can go after really here. Let's see. Playing time. All right, there you go. No, I don't like that one. This is hard. This is when you gotta really. Okay, so I'm just gonna go with this one here. Playing style doesn't really fit, but I'm gonna try to get that playing time for sure. Throw that on there, and also give him the. I'll do a soft sell, and add the 2 that I got here. Oh, where do I got it? All right, and I don't know if he likes championship contender or not, but I'm just gonna cross my fingers and hope for the best here. So I threw everything I had at the guy because he's down to his top 3. I'm at the top, and I really want this guy to be a Golden Gopher next year. Boom. Got my first 4-star commit. It's really cool to see that. All the hard work paying off. Got a 3-star. So the guys are coming in already. Did lose a 4. Oh, get out of here, man. I did lose my 4-star quarterback that I was going really hard after. It was actually a 5-star talent, but he was a Floridian, so I knew it was a long shot. Sucks when you lose out on a guy, but it's pretty cool when you actually land a guy. So I have read and seen people say that they can sway a verbally committed prospect. I personally have not seen it. I don't know if it's true. I have not seen evidence of it in any videos or anything like that. So I go ahead and just remove the guy from my board. But let me go look at my top classes. I'm starting to get a couple guys here and there. Let's see where I'm sitting at. Probably not very high. I only have a couple recruits so far. Your goal as a 3-star school is to want to get into that top 20. Yeah, I'm nowhere yet, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I only have 2 recruits, but I got a 4-star already, which is good. You don't see, look at this, Oklahoma, Michigan. You don't see any other 3-star schools with a 4-star recruit yet, Nebraska maybe. So yeah, I think I've pretty much explained everything. You're just going to want to stay on top of your top prospects. You're going to want to hammer the hard sell, hammer the sway, keep it going. So I'm going to simulate to the off season and show you guys where I'm sitting at with my entire class and show you some of the transfer portal prospects and that process. So let me simulate to the off season and I'll be right back. Okay, so I am in the off season. Let's see where my classes are sitting at. Right now I am at 34, which is okay. My team finished 7-6. I think I'm still going to be a 3-star. I don't think I'm going to move up to 3.5 or 4. The goal for your first year is to at least be in the top 30. So I'm close. I ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move him. So 5 4-stars, and I'm trying to get this guy right here. So it's okay, not great. Remove this guy here. Not as good as I did with UCF when I ran my simulation, but they play in Florida. It's easier to get recruits. So my goal is to get into the top 30. So in the offseason, the only thing that's new is they add the transfer portal, which is the same process as recruiting high school guys. But it gives me, see if there's anybody interested in my team that's a 4-star or above. Probably not. Let me see. Yeah, none of these guys are even eligible. Let's see, interest. Yeah, so that's not going to help me out any. It's been tough, but this is Minnesota. This isn't a Florida team. So let me just add a couple more 3-star guys here and do the best I can. And yeah, so I'm going to try to get to the 35 player limit, which should bump my class up. Let me go ahead and simulate this off season, and then I'll come back for one more summary and outro. Okay, National Signing Day. Minnesota finished 7-6, a 3-star school. Keep all that in mind. My goal is to finish in the top 30 of classes, and I think would consider that a big success for my first year. Let's see where I ended up. So I finished at 28, which is very good. 6 4-stars, 22 3-stars, 29 total players. If I could have got up to 35, I probably would have been a little higher, but I pretty much exhausted all my options for 3-star and above guys. So that's how it goes. That's a very successful first year recruiting. I finished 7-6. You obviously want to play your games and win as many games as you can to bump up your team star rating to 3.5 or 4. You'll get more prospects, you'll get better pipeline results and all that stuff. So in summary, these are the things you want to pay attention to. You want to upgrade your coach's recruiting skill tree as soon as possible. You want to know your limitations and don't go after too many guys that are out of your league. Go after some 4-stars, but if you see that you are down on his list, know when to give up and move him off your list and use your hours for somebody else. You want to scout to find those hidden gems, and you want to offer scholarships as soon as possible. You don't want to spread your hours out too thin. You want to get into somebody's top 5 as soon as you can. You want to schedule them for visits as soon as you can before other schools have a chance to do that. You want to get to the point where you can sway, use your hard sell, use your soft sell, get those green check marks next to your high numbers, and you just want to hammer the hard sell, hammer the soft sell, hammer the sway, and just stay on top of guys, and you'll have a pretty successful recruiting class right away. And definitely play and win your games, and you should be good to go. I hope this tutorial helped you guys out. I hope you enjoyed it. I usually don't talk this much, so if I stuttered and I was a little painful to listen to in sections, I'm sorry. I'm not used to doing this type of thing. But yeah, if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. Please comment. Let the community know any tips or tricks that you might have to help things out and make things better for you and for the rest of us. And enjoy the game. This is a really fun game. I enjoy it. It's a good challenge. And have fun, guys. Until next time.